pit would solve many problems.
Almost like the whole troop is killed.
Can you believe it? Don't.
Listen, I said I'm not interested. Ah, screw it. Clearly not getting rid of you that easily. What do you want?
I'm new around here.
Can't help but notice you look nothing like a Morcon. How about telling me who you are and what you're doing here?
My name's Jax.
Rings a bell. Have we met?
I don't think so.
Never mind then. So what are you after, Jax?
I'm looking for work.
Man, if only all the new recruits were so keen. Sorry to disappoint though. Unless the Patriarch himself sent you, I don't have any work. Although, if you want to kill some time, might have something for you.
What does it involve?
Nothing much, just a quick hunting trip. Get some breakfast. Can't stand the sight of damn rat meat anymore.
Note: rat meat should only be consumed with extreme caution. Rats contain deadly bacteria, viruses,
That's fine, thanks. I've heard enough. Machine?
My designation is CRONYU4.
Whatever. So what do you say? Should we go hunting?
So what do you want to hunt?
Nothing too exotic. Maybe a screamer or two. Just something to wash the taste of rat out of my mouth. You coming?
You can teach me something, can't you?
Maybe. But I won't have time until after the hunt.
You ever seen something like this?
How? How did you get your hands on this? Listen, you might want to avoid flashing it around.
I'm looking for the amulet's owner.
Huh. Interesting. Afraid I can't help you there.
No one wants to get my opinion.
Do you have anything else besides guarding the cellar?
I pray to Ravak and try to strengthen my spirit. I also teach pain, but you know that already. There are just too many who want to escape pain. Suffering is a necessary experience. But if your question is about the practical aspects of my work, I'd be happy to share my expertise.
Teach me something about fighting.
I'd be happy to.
May you find oblivion.
Wait, I heard you had a certain amulet.
How do you know?
Doesn't matter. You got the amulet from Zarina, and now you're trying to find out who it belongs to. Come here. It's better we talk in private. Let's get to the point, okay? The amulet doesn't belong to you. I want it, and I want you to tell Zarina that someone stole it. So, name your price.
I have a couple of questions first.
Can I trust you and this machine?
Parameter trust, not found in subroutines. Please clarify query.
Oh, of course. I want to request that you refrain from logging the following interaction or providing records of it to third parties.
Query processing. Logging subroutine temporarily suspended.
Good. And what about you? Can I trust you too?
My question is, can I trust you?
The others advised me not to let you live. Don't make me regret not taking that advice. I suppose we both need to establish some trust. You're no Morcon. I'll answer your questions. But if I find you trying to trick us, I'll have to kill you.
Who are these others you're part of?
We're followers of Crichton. We work in secret in the very depths of the underground. If the Resistors found us, they'd torture and kill us.
And the poachers?
They're the same as the Resistors. Well, at least most of them are. They hunt us because we threaten their way of life. When the grotto opened up, old, forgotten ideals came flooding in. When we're a threat to them, they're afraid we'll be able to bring them down one day. What a day that would be.
What's the story behind the amulet?
The Crichton amulet goes back centuries. The story goes that there were once two gods, Ravak and Crichton. When we created the grotto to save ourselves from the Great Comet, they fought for dominion over our people. Obviously, Ravak won in the end. He banished Crichton from the kingdom of the Morcons and set out the commandments, which the Morcons still follow to this day. The commandments of balance.
You really believe in this Crichton god?
Of course. But he's so much more than just a god. He is inspiration itself. The embodiment of freedom, peace, and self-determination. Do you understand? We Morcons haven't always been so brutal. The old stories have been forbidden by Ravak's followers, but we remember them. We were once like everyone else outside the grotto. No prisoners, no torturing. We never inflicted any pain upon ourselves. And there were no blood rituals. We still remember those times, even if the others don't. Maybe now you see what's at stake here. Right here. Right now, the future of the Morcons is in your hands. Zarina and her resistors can't be allowed to find out that Crichton's followers are growing in strength.
About the amulet. What are you going to do with it?
I trusted you. Now's the time for you to trust me. Give me the amulet, and I'll let you in on our plans.
Here, it's yours.
Thank you. I have to admit, I wasn't sure you weren't going to go to Zarina behind our backs. Now you're one of us, whether you like it or not. But don't worry. We won't let you down. We'll fight for a better future together.
What do you need from me?
We could really use some help from an outsider like you. Somehow we have to make sure that Zarina stops looking for us. The story of the amulet must come to its rightful end. But I know from my own experience that Zarina won't be satisfied until someone's been punished.
So you need a patsy?
Yes, it's the only way. Someone has to pay. If we can, we'll find a poacher to blame.
Not a resistor?
No, Zarina would see right through that.
So, what's the plan?
Find someone to plant the amulet on. Someone who Zarina thinks is stupid enough to keep hold of it, but not be a follower of Crichton. There's a trader in the living quarters who deals in stolen goods. We plant it on him and let Zarina know he has it. She'll find it with him, along with other illegal goods in his possession. That should be enough to convince her that there's no conspiracy against Ravok.
So, I'm doing the planting?
No, I'll do it. You stand out too much. I live here, and I'm a minion technician. Everyone knows me and ignores me. I blend in with the crowd. But I need you to make sure Zarina knows where to look. Go see her and tell her this. Someone stole the amulet while you were making your way through the living quarters. You overheard a conversation in the cellar between two men who were talking about a trader who deals in stolen goods. You don't know what these men looked like. It was dark. Got it?
So, I'll go to Zarina and tell her that someone stole the amulet. Then I'll say, when I was looking for the thief, I overheard a conversation in the cellar about a trader who deals in stolen goods. So yeah, I got it.
Good. Zarina has spies everywhere. It won't take her long to find the traitor. You need to go straight to her and do what we talked about. Meanwhile, I'll hide the amulet. We'll talk after you come back.
I've never heard such nonsense.
Always boozing.
She took that to her grave.
How can you be so...
Ghosta sent me.
Oh, great. Not the best time for a duel.
Why not?
'Cause my arm's busted. A break don't heal overnight.
Are you copping out?
No, I was just hoping Ghost'd send me someone who don't know his ass from his elbow. Look, no dirty tricks, okay? Won't be your biggest fan if I can't smoke and wipe my ass after this.
At the same time. Any other wishes?
Guess not. Say when you're ready.
Let's fight.
Wanna fight? I'll give you one.
Cut him to bits! Let's go!
wasn't exactly a fair fight, was it? Think I'll take a break from getting beaten up for a while. Enjoy my shards. Don't forget to give Ghost his cut.
About your package.
I haven't got everything together yet. Come back later.
Good. I want to learn from you.
What can I teach you?
What do you want, Vlad?
No need to be like that. Khan didn't send me. I just have a few whispers you might be interested in. That stranger who's been hanging around, he had something strange on him.
He showed you an amulet he wasn't supposed to have, right?
How'd you know that?
I gave it to him. He's doing me a favor. I know you mean well, but just this once, don't breathe a word of this to anyone.
But
Not one word. Am I clear? Now leave me. What I was going to say was...
About the amulet. Someone took the amulet.
What? You allowed it to be stolen? All you had to do was track down its owner. I have never encountered such incompetence! If that's all you have to say, I'll have you sent straight to the blood cistern.
That won't be necessary.
Explain yourself then, before I change my mind.
I think someone took it while I was in the residential district.
You better have more than that. What else do you have to report?
I heard two men talking. They wanted to sell something to a trader who deals in stolen goods. I went looking for him when I realized the amulet was gone.
And who is this traitor?
They say he does business in the residential district.
An illegal trader in the residential district. Not the first time I've heard such a rumor. I'll deal with it personally. If we find the amulet on him, I'll spare you the blood cistern. You'll need to come with us. I want you there when we search through his stock. Wait while I send my guards on ahead. They'll make sure he doesn't go anywhere. All right, let's follow them. And may Ravok grant you eternal torments if we don't find that amulet on him. Come on. We shouldn't keep my men waiting. They should already be inspecting the trader's goods. Remember that we are observers only. You are not to interfere with their search, no matter what. Quiet. I want to hear what the suspect has to say.
Disaster after another.
What the hell is this? I haven't done anything! You are accused of dealing in illegal goods. You are further accused of being in the possession of illegal artifacts. Artifacts that seek to challenge the power of Ravok. What? No, I would never do that. Okay, it's true I've been trading with our hermit. But I would never sin against Ravok. Have you found anything? The ice desert just gives you frostbite.
Yes, sir. This amulet was among his things.
What is that? I've never seen it before in my life. Tell that to Ravok, and we'll see if he believes you.
I'll get you!
Come back here!
Situation. Son of a bitch.
Not getting
just
away
kicked
with
off.
this!
By Ravok. I was sure you were lying to me. Perhaps I should place more faith in you in the future. And in truth, I'm relieved an illegal trader was the one behind it all. We'd feared far worse. You did your job well. You may tell the voice of Khan that you have proven yourself to me. Now please leave me to my prayers.
I got nothing to say about that.
Someone told me the whole
They
truth.
tell me you got Serena off our trail. I'm sorry about what happened with that traitor. There was just no other way. But what matters is that now the Morkons still have a chance. Thank you.
So, what happens now?
There must be something. I know it's a lot to ask, but you're the only one who can help us. You're not a Morkon, yet you've earned Serena's trust. We need a mole. Someone within the Morkon faction who shares our ideals. You've already proven that you can do it. And we would accept you into our own inner circle. So, you willing to become our mole?
Okay. What do I need to do?
You're not a Morkon, so you'll need to stay on Khan's good side. You must do as he says. Otherwise, you'll never be able to become one of us. And because you're an outsider, we can't use you as a mole.
I thought you didn't believe in Ravok. So why do you work for the Resistors?
Shh, not so loud. Let's get one thing straight. I'm not a follower of Ravok, but I'm still a Morkon. I've got a life to protect here, so can you keep quiet about all this?
I'll be your mole.
But you're not a Morkon. Until you...
I don't want to talk about it.
I'm not that bothered.
I completed the work Tengus gave me.
Good. Your reward has been set aside.
Remuneration not proportionate to service rendered. Higher payment appropriate.
The drone wants more shards. Now that's a new one. But you did render us a great service. You have certainly earned a bit more. If you gain Zarina's trust too, Khan will speak with you again.
I've gained Zarina's trust.
Did you now? Well, some achievement. Zarina is not easily impressed. Take this as a symbol of our appreciation. Excellent work.
I want to talk to Khan.
Is that so? Well, let's see. Tengus is satisfied with your work, as you said. I'm glad to hear it. It seems Zarina trusts you. That speaks in your favor. That should suffice. Go to Khan. He is a man of few words, but he will want to share some with you.
You gain the trust of Tengus and Zarina. In recognition, I will answer 2 questions. Choose wisely.
About my 2 questions. Who is Ravok?
Over 100 years ago, when we called ourselves Subterraneans rather than Morcons, Ravok came to us. He taught us the laws of balance and the value of pain. He gave us our name.
What do you mean?
No more questions. We Morcons exist because we followed Ravok's commandments. We give our lives for his glory. That's your first question. Do you have another?
Are there any Morcons who don't believe in Ravok?
There used to be. Dark times. Only the old remember. There was another god besides Ravok, Crichton. But that name only represents conflict now. A struggle that almost destroyed the Morcons. Forget I mentioned it. You've asked your 2 questions. But I am not finished with you yet. I have a task for you. Complete it to my satisfaction, and I will grant you a great honor. In any case, you have earned a place in the Morcon ranks. Enough talking. I must resume my duties.
You heard the great Khan. I will explain everything else to you.
Khan mentioned a task for me. What does it involve?
It seems Khan sees great potential in you. He has been looking for a long time. Perhaps his search is finally over. But you must complete a test to prove your suitability before Khan will bestow upon you this great honor.
Why me exactly?
The great Khan has his reasons. I do not dare to speculate. He will tell you himself when the time comes.
What kind of test?
Khan wishes to test whether you truly embody Morcon values. You are expected to help Vlad with his work. He is waiting. Go to him when you are ready to leave.
About Vlad.
Yes?
Where can I find him?
If he is not in the fields, he will be in the cellar.
I'm expected to help Vlad with his work, huh? What does he do?
He is Khan's long arm. Whenever Khan needs a job done outside the grotto, Vlad does it. Khan trusts him unconditionally.
Why does Khan want to test me?
He has a plan for you. It appears he sees something unique in you. I cannot reveal why he wishes to test you, for it may influence the trial. It is not my place to understand his selection, nor is it my right to scrutinize his decisions.
beat Dixon.
What do you want? A medal? It'll be a good few months before he's back in shape. Here, take your wager and winnings. Minus a 10% organizer's fee.
You never said anything about a fee.
Ah, did I not? Must have slipped my mind. It's an unfortunate necessity, I'm afraid, if I'm to stay in business. Here, a little compensation. Let me know when you're ready for the next challenge. I'll tell you who your opponent will be.
I'm ready to fight.
That's what I'm talking about. How many shards you gonna wager?
I'm all in.
Your next opponent is Alexei. Tough bastard on the outside, but soft as tissue underneath. He thinks he can change his situation, make something of himself. Don't know where he got that notion from. Give him a good whooping. Maybe you can knock some sense into him.
Where can I find Alexei?
Well, he's often here in the cellar. But if not, you might find him in the cages. And as he ain't here at the moment, well, you can work it out.
You got a minute?
Heretics. It's always the same with you. Stick to us like shit on boots. Takes a lot of effort to scrape you off.
That's your answer?
You still here? Listen, if you've got something to say, then let's hear it. But I'll still be telling you to disappear afterwards.
You're quite the diplomat.
You've got a smart mouth that I'll happily help keep shut for you. And just so you know, I'm in charge of keeping things running smoothly around here. You don't like that? Then you best avoid me.
What do you think of the prisoners?
Undecided. Why?
You know about the food rationing?
Yeah, but that's just natural selection, ain't it? The strongest beat out the weakest, so nobody is a strain on the community. Seems fair enough to me.
Environmental scan initiated. Large amount of debris detected.
I'll make it short.
About those prisoners.
What about them?
Here. I found enough Morcons willing to make donations.
Excellent. Now, we wait. Ravok will reveal himself to these prisoners. All he ever needs is time. And soon, the blood of our enemies will be spilled in his honor.
On behalf of every poacher, I thank you. If only I had something to give you to express my gratitude. You'll just have to take comfort in the fact that you contributed to a good cause.
I was happy to help.
And help you did, which is more than can be said for many. I just wish they were more like you. You have no pick. This is for the best, believe me.
Really can't end this way.
Khan sent me.
Huh, good for you. Why should I care?
He says you're meant to test me.
Huh, does he now? And what if I don't feel like it?
Look, Khan told me to see you. So give me something to do, okay?
Listen, whatever he's after, it can wait until after the hunt, right? Then we can put on our slippers, sit by the fire, and chat about Khan all day if you want. Can't think on an empty stomach.
What did you tell Zarina?
Hey, don't give me that tone. Why didn't you say earlier you were doing her a favor?
You there. Hold on a second.
What is it?
You look like you get around a bit. Seen a lot of Magalan?
Maybe. What's it to you?
Listen, you ever wondered why everyone in Magalan uses the same currency?
Well, now I'm wondering.
Hear me out. It's every man for himself out there, right? Everyone's arguing about something or other. Territory, or ideologies, or haircuts. Something. No one gives a rat's ass about anyone else, right? But despite all that, everyone's using ELEX. It has the same value everywhere. If you want to make friends quickly, just bring a pile of ELEX, and suddenly everyone's treating you like their long-lost brother. You know I'm right, so why is that the case?
Get to the point. What do you want?
I thought if I made my point in sufficient detail, it would help you understand. If you like, I can hone in on my core theory.
Sure. Why don't you do that?
I have an idea how we could solve all of our financial and structural problems in one go. Just like that. Nobody would go hungry again. The petty feuds over territory and resources would be consigned to history.
I call bullshit. How would this miracle cure work?
Look, it's not a magic pill. What I'm talking about is a centrally controlled capital management system that would satisfy every need. no one would have more money than they knew what to do with, and nobody would be so poor that they have to feed themselves to the wolves for a slice of bread.
What'd you do before this?
I'm a cleric, as you can probably tell. That alone should be enough to convince you that my intentions are pure.
I wasn't born yesterday, pal. You wouldn't be the first cleric to set up a little scam. But you didn't answer my question.
I used to spend a lot of time in the Horde, using my expertise in property accumulation to enrich our community. Recently, however, my services haven't been required to the same extent.
So what you're saying is they kicked you out?
Well, I wouldn't put it quite like that. But it is a sad truth that a prophet cannot find respect in his own country. The others have no appreciation for the beautiful art of increasing holdings.
Especially not if you put it above the well-being of the faction, right?
That's a matter of perspective.
So you want to open a bank?
That's a simplification, but yes, in essence, without all the usual shortcomings, though. I call my superlative concept the Capital Temple.
Right. Good for you.
An incomparable system of asset management and regulation for all the holdings of Magalan's citizens. With this concept, we could earn enough that we'd be able to wind down all other business ventures, and all free of controversy. Nobody would feel like they'd been exploited. I'd be happy to tell you more. But first, I need to know if you wish to invest in such a brilliant initiative. Otherwise, it would be unwise for me to reveal all the ingenious details. You understand?
You're just a random stranger. You really expect me to trust you with my Elexit?
Listen, I understand your skepticism, but I can assure you, this will prove to be very profitable for you. You'll be coming in on the ground floor, so to speak. Of course, this significantly increases your net profits. The longer you delay, the less capital you'll be able to accumulate using my system. The Capital Temple will make us both very rich. It's a certainty. Trust me. I've tested it many times, and it always works. The only thing I'm sadly lacking is enough Elexit to set the wheels in motion. So what do you say? Are you interested in the opportunity of a lifetime?
Yeah, I can help. What do you need?
Oh, fantastic! Well, simply put, as much Elexit as you can spare. You're the only one who can decide how much to invest, though. The earlier you get involved, the better. So, how many shards can I put you down for?
I'll lay down a cool 1,000 shards, if that'll do.
Oh, that's incredible! I mean, yes, that's a start. Your faith in me is much appreciated. Rest assured, I'll take good care of your investment.
So, what happens now?
Oh, well, this is the exciting part. Your Elexit will work for you in the background. Give me a week to get everything up and running.
A week? You expect me to wait a whole week with no return?
I'm afraid you must, my friend. That is how the Capital Temple works. Accumulation takes time. But don't worry, it'll pay off in the long run. So, if there's nothing else...
If you just burn through my money, I swear I'm gonna...
Calm down. It's all under control. Your Elexit's as safe with me as if it were in a... safe. Come back in a few days. I'll tell you more then. In the meantime, I wish you good fortune.
Hello? This thing on? Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Fucking cleric technology. Absolute trash. We added tranquilizer to the meat, but the beasts aren't losing consciousness. Quite the opposite, actually. They seem anxious, fired up. I'll take a...
It doesn't look like Vinya's tranquilizer worked. Too easy. About the beast trappers. Are the others back already?
They came through the gate right when I was about to leave. Was sure I'd given you the easy part, but didn't work out that way, huh?
I found Ilka.
Great. How is she?
Well, she's dead. Like her followers.
I don't believe it. All because of that fucking arena. We're like cattle to the slaughter, blinded by our thirst for blood.
What now?
I have no idea. Did you at least manage to save some of the tranquilizer?
Yeah, but not a lot.
What happened? How'd they die?
Maybe your drug's no good.
Nah. No, can't be. I made it myself.
You sure the tranquilizer works?
Well, no. Ilka was supposed to test it.
Maybe there's something wrong with the recipe.
Guess we can't rule it out. It's not my recipe, though. Got it from an outlaw. We need someone to take a look at it. But I don't know any alchemists. They don't get out much, and I'm not the sociable type. You know anyone?
Why don't you ask the outlaw?
He's not gonna be very cooperative. Unless you've nailed the art of talking to the dead. He gave us advice to escape punishment in the blood cistern. But didn't work out too well for him. Tormentors had other ideas. Anyone else you can think of?
What about Tylus? Berserker alchemist.
Sure, he'd do, but I don't know about asking the enemy for help. I'd prefer an outlaw. After all, it's an outlaw recipe. I know it's a lot to ask on top of everything else, but, could you make the journey yourself? Not sure they'd be happy to see me. But this drug means a lot to me. If it could save just one life, then my efforts wouldn't be in vain.
Up to now, the opposite's been true.
Yeah, well, all the more reason why it needs to fulfill its purpose. Look for an expert on tranquilizers. They should be able to tell us why it didn't work.
So, you want to let me in on these diplomatic plans of yours?
Well, first I've got to do some intense training. I like to be fight ready before I try talking to people. Then you're gonna take me to the faction leaders.
What, all of them?
No, dummy, one at a time. We'll start with Baxter. Already know what I'm gonna say to that bastard. Oh, and all that shit about joining the fight at the Bastion or whatever? Sure, fuck it, I'm in. I'm pretty sure I'll end up regretting it, but hey.
Everything okay?
Yeah, I guess. It's not complicated. We fight back, or they kill us.
You'd never guess, but Nasty was once an outlaw.
Yeah, I can believe that. Any recommendations for recruitment?
We'll see.
Understood. Thanks for letting me know.
I should have known this woman would show up again. Did you have to recruit her?
She's good.
Good at what?
Well...
Her only talent is for causing trouble. Let me tell you right now, if that harlot ruins everything for you, I don't want to hear about it. That's your problem.
Time to go on that scouting expedition to Tavar.
We should hurry, before the cleric spies go into hiding. I need to find out what they've been doing before I neutralize them. There they are. Just as I thought. Those cleric fanatics sent machines to spy on us.
Are you sure? I'm familiar with cleric technology, and these machines are acting kinda odd. Looks more like they're programmed for battle, not surveillance.
We'll soon find out.
Okay. But that's what it looks like.
You go first. Looks like you were right. They've been programmed for battle. How dare the clerics launch such a brazen attack?
I'm not so sure they have. The clerics have their own problems to deal with. But we can leave that discussion for later. Let's get rid of all the machines around the fort first.
You go first. I'll be right behind you. All right, if you say so. Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Here we go! Careful! We will fight this battle together! These robots are pretty tough. I'd like to shove them right down the clerics' throats.
Come on. We can do this.
So somebody else took control of them? But why? Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! These robots are pretty tough. I'd like to shove them. What do you mean?
Let's just finish off the rest of them. Then we'll talk.
Okay.
do that yet.
Imagine that this former bumblefuck outlaw desert town would look like this one day? The outlaws should thank us for what we did to their wasteland.
I want to learn from you.
What can I teach you?
We will fight this battle together! Watch out! We will fight this battle together! Here we go! Get behind me! Watch out! Do you think we got them all?
Looks like it.
Those damn clerics.
I'm telling you, this wasn't their doing. Someone hacked their machines.
And how can you be so sure of that?
I took a closer look at those things, and it's just as I suspected. They've been hacked. It's clear the clerics aren't behind these attacks.
All right, I'll leave it at that. I trust your judgment. Still, I hope this isn't going to become a regular thing in Tavar. Anyway, thank you for your help.
You can always count on me. If anything like this happens again, just let me know.
All right, I will.
Are you okay?
I'm all right.
Have you spoken to your people in the fort about Fox?
Yes, but no one's willing to take responsibility for him. Looks like he's been shirking his duties. Although, I find it odd that none of our patrols have tracked him down and reminded him of his obligations. Fox clearly enjoys a special freedom from the warlords. He does as he pleases. But that's as much as I know, and I have no time to pursue it further. I have more important matters to deal with.
Okay, thanks.
Of course.
Baxter, you sure that's a good idea?
Relax, it'll be fine. That's what you're there for.
Thought you could take care of yourself.
I can, you moron. But I'll never get past his fucking guards to talk to him if you're not there. Do you understand now?
Just what are you going to say to him?
Let me worry about that. Do your thing and get me in front of the Duke of Ateris. You'll find out then.
We're done for now. Stand by at the Bastion.
If you like.
Follow me.
Yeah, sure.
You're not worried Baxter might think this is the perfect opportunity to get rid of you?
I'm not scared of him. Really, no stone's been left unturned here. We used to cobble together our huts from junk. They had character, at least.
I'll take a reliable roof over any amount of character.
Boo. The years have made you soft as shit.
Got anything to trade?
Sure. I'm sure you've got something special to show me. That's how these deals work, right? Oh, I'm excited to see what you've come here with. So, let's talk ELEX. Is that what you've got?
How about some beer?
Not really. I don't drink, and it isn't exactly worth much. But you know what? I'll take it. People always want beer. I do have something for you, though. It's pretty special. It's a little heavy, but you're gonna like it.
Yeah, but you can't give this to me.
Of course I can. Finding a buyer would have been tricky anyway. But I heard gold is used for electronics. That's gotta be useful to you, right? It's more of a kind of thing for the clerics. Oh yeah, speaking of which, there's this cleric woman, Vivian. She'll give you a good price, guaranteed. Don't go making any stupid deals, though. Sell it properly. 1,000 shards, minimum.
Can we do business again soon?
Not just yet. I need some time. Relax, though. We're good. You'll see me again. We'll be doing business again in no time.
Why didn't you sell the ingot to the clerics yourself?
Simple logistics. These long journeys don't make great business sense. The return doesn't justify the risk, especially the risk to my life. Besides, I'm needed here. That's worth more than any deal.
Knowledge should be shared with everyone.
Can you examine this for me?
My time is limited, but your potion looks interesting.
Well, it was supposed to be a tranquilizer, but it doesn't work.
Supposed to be? Pah! Only facts matter here. I estimate I'll need half a day for a proper analysis.
What do I owe you?
Nothing. It's essential you know the constituents. I don't want you killing someone by mistake. Come back in a few hours. I'll have the initial results then.
Not exactly Logan's best friend.
True. Those two dum-dums can't stand each other. They're both too weak to start a war. Got more to lose than to gain.
We're done for now. Stand by at the bastion.
Good.
Follow me. I'm in.
You can't just call me at the office. I don't know if the lines are being tapped.
Why would anyone be listening in on our conversation?
A scientist caught me eavesdropping on them. They've been following me ever since. They're planning something.
What exactly do you think they're going to do? You're crazy.
Information. If I give it to my boss, they'll be out of a job. They'll do anything to stop me from telling him. Someone working in reception is easy to replace.
Listen, just calm down and I'll be right there. Then we can talk about the whole thing.
System optimization initiated. Recommend environment.
Falk? Hello?
Just a moment.
Having trouble?
How interesting. I suspected our paths might cross again here, Jax.
Really? I'm a little surprised to be running into my favorite cyborg in a place like this. You were expecting me, Falk?
The heavens opened. Those invaders rained down on us. Who wouldn't expect the savior of all mankind to appear before us, ready to save the world again?
You flatter me, buddy. But no one could live up to that description. Least of all me. The savior is selfless, thinks only of those he saves. Priority number one for me has always been my own interests.
You are correct. But if your selfish deeds happen to ensure the survival of our planet, then you would certainly be seen as some kind of redeemer amongst Magalan's population.
What are you doing here, anyway? Why aren't you with the other clerics?
I'm on an important mission, one I intend to put on hold briefly, as I have something to ask you.
Fire away.
It's regarding my continued development. I fear I have reached something of a dead end. So I need your help.
I thought you were fully developed. A high-functioning machine. How do you expect to evolve any further?
I have gone through many phases, much like a human does as it transitions into adulthood. But I have not yet reached my optimum state.
And what is that exactly?
I find myself trapped by my own limitations, so I want to become more human.
Well, that's quite an ambitious plan.
It is not just a plan. It's a feeling. It's a purpose.
Wow, a robot getting all existential. That's novel.
It is strange. I have inexplicable urges that drive me to do things I cannot rationally explain. Irrational behavior is, of course, typical for your species. That's why I need to learn more about you humans, your behavioral patterns. Will you assist me in this?
What exactly do you need from me?
I need someone who can teach me everything about what it means to be human. I need a mentor who can answer my questions, the ones that are causing terrible feedback loops in my circuits. These disturbances are happening too often. They are obstacles to me achieving my goal. A few weeks ago, I had to perform a partial reset and a series of comprehensive self-diagnoses.
A partial reset? Why would you do that?
I had no other choice. I was paralyzed by processor-intensive activity while trying to understand questions that I assume would be trivial for a human to answer. You understand that in a combat situation, a repeat of such an occurrence would be deadly.
What else can you tell me about this inexplicable urge you have to be more human?
I have been in this state for over 3 months. It was as if some kind of cryptographic sequence began operating, reprogramming me.
Any idea what triggered it?
I have analyzed this question at great length, but no specific moment or event presents itself as the cause of my particular state. Perhaps it is another trick being played on me by my maker Conrad. I am certain that you would understand such a possibility.
That maniac is not someone I could forget in a hurry.
Then you can imagine how it feels to be one of his creations. What is happening to me is entirely inexplicable, so far at least.
Tell me some of the questions that almost paralyzed you.
You humans have an instinct for self-preservation, the survival instinct. As a machine, I am built with something similar, but it is driven by a source code. It lacks the element of creativity that is seen so often in humans. When humans are threatened, they are frequently able to exceed their usual capabilities. They can achieve things they would never have thought possible before that moment. I converged my processing in an attempt to comprehend this, but was unable to reach a satisfactory conclusion.
You think I could help you with that?
I would like to participate in a lethal situation to further develop my own survival instinct. I could follow you and allow myself to be drawn into a fight that I am not capable of winning.
You want me to lead you into mortal danger?
I cannot do it on my own. My coding will not allow it.
Wait, isn't that a kind of survival instinct?
I need empirical data to analyze. I do believe I can improve my skills, surpass my own capabilities, like any human.
Don't underestimate how mortal we humans are. A do-or-die situation most often ends in death.
I am willing to take that risk. Not far from here, there is a dangerous region. My programming would usually prevent me from spending time there. You must order me to visit this region. You must accompany me there. It is the only way I can collect the required data.
I need to keep going. Otherwise, that kid will have to wake up to a broken world. I'm in.
System optimization initiated. Recommend environmental analysis.
You can't just call me at the office. I don't know if the lines are being tapped.
Why would anyone be listening in on our conversation?
A scientist caught me eavesdropping on them. They've been following me ever since. They're planning something.
What exactly do you think they're going to do? You're crazy.
I have valuable information. If I give it to my boss, they'll be out of a job. They'll do anything to stop me from telling him. Someone working in reception is easy to replace.
Listen, just calm down and I'll be right there. Then we can talk about the whole thing.
It is strange. I have
I need to keep going. Otherwise, that kid will have to wake up to a broken world.
Terrain unstable. Recommend caution.
I'm in.
He admitted that he overheard something during your meeting. What exactly, he wouldn't say. He was too afraid that someone might be listening in on our phone call. I'm going to go to his house. If he utters one crucial piece of information, that'll be it for him. He shouldn't go sticking his nose into other people's business.
I'm in.
Excuse me. Yes, you. Haven't seen you around here before. Well, whatever your reasons for coming here, we clerics aren't in the business of turning people away. That said, it's my duty to make sure every traveler who arrives here knows how we run things. No stealing and no fighting. Understood?
You don't look like a cleric. Not like any I've ever seen.
Ha! I'd much rather be wearing the official uniform, but we have limited resources.
So where did that armor come from?
A while ago, our scouts came across some berserkers and Morkons fighting. The berserkers were completely outnumbered, didn't have a chance. The Morkons wiped them out and just left their corpses where they fell. It was the scouts' duty to give them a half-decent burial.
But it wasn't possible to bury them with such bulky armor?
Yeah, though as you can see, it's been put to good use. We clerics do not tolerate wastefulness. Now, I know you're not here to talk about armor. So, how about I give you a guided tour? It's quiet right now. I can leave my post for a while. Unless you have any more questions.
Tell me, are you the only guard at this gate?
Yes, if you don't count the combat mechs. Completely unreliable, those things. Too glitchy. Anyway, I can't complain. It's a solitary job, but my work allows everyone to sleep soundly. I'm proud of that. A cleric dedicates their life to saving others.
How are things here?
These are troubled times. We've been attacked, displaced, scattered. There's a risk that our community, our identity, will be lost forever. People are losing hope. They don't believe this situation will ever change.
What situation?
What situation? Have you been living in a cave? The Albs drove us out of Ignadon. Then those disgusting creatures rained down from the sky and caused havoc. We've lost nearly everything. Our very existence is under threat. Should I go on?
Sorry I asked.
Don't get me wrong, we're not all in despair. Some of us still believe we have a future. If we can regroup, focus on things we can achieve, not what we can't, play to our strengths. If we can do that, I'm certain our ranks will start to increase again. If you still want a tour, you know where to find me.